Gentlemen, here it is, the most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
The views and opinions expressed in this podcast by the host or the guest do not necessarily reflect the views of Paranormal Buzz Radio or its sponsors. Use of any materials produced by Paranormal Buzz Radio without express written consent is strictly prohibited. For information on everything Paranormal Buzz Radio has to offer, visit our website, paranormalbuzzradio.com. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Listener discretion is advised.
Paranormal Buzz Radio is proud to present Girls vs. Ghosts Media's The Dr. Gina Show with Gina Marie. Gina is a psychic medium and an intuitive counselor who has a bachelor's degree in psychology, master's degree in counseling, and a doctorate degree in occupational therapy. The Dr. Gina Show is live on Spreaker every other Monday, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 Central, 6 Pacific, right here on Paranormal Buzz Radio. Be sure to follow Gina on all her social media. Ladies and gentlemen, here's your host, Gina Marie.
Into the pre-recorded version. Thank you so much for listening. Oh, this is Monday, and I love Mondays because Monday is the start of the week, and tonight's topic is going to be about energy. So Monday is always the time for me, and probably a lot of you guys out there, that you start to say, okay, maybe Sunday night you start to think about Monday. Some of you guys get up and go to work. Some people have kids, so they have to get up and have their kids go to school. Some people do kids and work and school, and they do it all. But usually Monday is kind of just like the day that you get your day running, you get your energy going. And starting off with good energy on Monday is like priceless, really. And I just remember when I used to work a regular job and the alarm would go off. It was a really short period of my time in my life that I had that alarm clock. But there was time, probably like 4 years, where I did wake up and go to that regular job every day. I worked in a hospital for a couple of years. I worked in a school for 4 years. So probably like 6 years I had to get up and go on that alarm clock. And I just remember the torture of that alarm going off, and I'd be like in my head, I'd be up, I'd be in the shower, I'd be doing everything, but then I'd still be laying in bed. And it was just like trying to get the energy right to get up when that alarm went off and get ready. And I was forever late, ever late. And probably if I was less than 40 minutes late for my job, that was a miracle. Got away with it because I was like an independent contractor in the school, and I really didn't have to be in at that time at 8 o'clock. I didn't have to see patients or anything until probably 9, but I needed that hour because my energy was like off. And this is, again, like I haven't got up to an alarm clock probably in the last 4 or 5 years, but I remember those days. And I think back to those days. Let's go back 4 years ago, almost 5, when I used to have to wake up for that alarm clock. And I just, it can't even begin the torture because I worked in bars from my whole life before that. And I worked night work or shift work. I didn't have to be in any special time. It was always like I would just get up and go in, probably be in work at 9 o'clock. I'd always go in at 10, always even late for that. So when I started going to school, grad school, we had a program. It was Occupational Therapy when I was at Thomas Jefferson. And we had morning classes. So I would have to get up and go to these morning classes. And it was just like a whole new world. Even when I was in undergrad at NYU, I didn't have to wake up any time because I picked my classes, and I would always pick, obviously, afternoon classes. But then when I got in grad school at Jefferson, we had this program, and I had to be up every time at this certain time. And forget, you can't be late. You had to have at least a B. There was no such thing as an A. So my energy was, when I look back, and again, I graduated from Jefferson in 2006, so this was a while ago. I have no idea back then what really raising your vibration or energy was, or getting things straight, or your energy. But as I look back on this time in my life, my energy was so fucked up. It was miserable at all times. I was miserable about waking up. So it would start my whole day shitty because I was already pissed that I had to wake up, especially if I didn't get to sleep in time. So I'm pissed I have to wake up. And again, this started back in 2006. And I'm aggravated. Grad school was great, man. I had so many great friends. I look back on it like we spent 2.5 years in Jefferson every day together. And I'm still good friends with that core group I had. That was the good part about, Jefferson. But once I graduated and I had to work in a hospital, and I was an occupational therapist. I think back and I was like, why the fuck now I wonder, like, why did I ever pick this occupational therapy career? I questioned it from the first year in school, but so my energy was so bad. I had to wake up early, then I had to go to a hospital. As an occupational therapist, I'm dealing with patients, inpatient care. Anyone out there that has worked in the medical system in a hospital know what it's like. I worked in psychiatric hospitals. I worked in prisons. I've worked everywhere. So my energy was so shitty, so low on the emotional scale. The emotional scale is, I talk about this all the time. So the emotional scale is a good gauge where you want to keep your energy. The low part of the emotional scale is down in like insecurity, hatred, guilt, unhappiness. And that's where I was for the longest time, just waking up, going to this job just over broke, I called it, just working, paying off these student loans that I had. And I just knew that it just never seemed right because I was so low on this emotional scale. Riding this emotional scale so low, I just knew that I couldn't do this for long because my energy was so bad. And again, I look back and I wonder, like, how did my life go from, like, up until after grad school, my life was so pretty much easy and fun, working in bars, just having a great time. Life always was so easy and unstressed. And it didn't even become something that I don't even know what it turned into after I got out of school. And I started working in these hospitals and schools and just working for the alarm clock and waiting for lunch and just like throughout the day. Some people can do a regular job, but I was not that soul to do a regular job. And I could see where my life was like spiraling, miserable. And even though I didn't know about energy, what I know now, I knew there's no possible way I can continue this. And I said, like, I have to start my own business. And I started, my company was Fit Plus, and I started just doing occupational therapy on my own, just getting contracts, doing some stuff for the state, just being my own boss. And that was like 5 years ago, I guess I started that. And I found like my energy started getting better. So the first thing you need to know is that, yes, some of you guys have to work a job that you're not happy with, or, a situation that you're not happy with. You might have to take your kids to daycare, or you wish you had a nanny or whatever it was, or you need to work this job and you're just not happy. So your energy is bad because you're already not happy. If I could go back in retrospect and change some of the things that I didn't have then, I wouldn't have manifested the life I had, because there was a few years that my life was just shit, and I'm just starting to really come out of it. And why? Because of all those years that I was putting all this negativity into my garden, we'll call it. I was planting all these negative weeds. My energy was so bad from working this job and just not being happy, getting up early, and all these things I didn't like, complaining. All I did was complain. All day I was tired. I was miserable. When's lunch? This sucks. I hate this paperwork. Oh, my God, so much paperwork. Oh, my God, this patient here. That patient's a pain in the ass. This patient, now I got to do an eval. Oh, this sucks. Like, I literally probably complained 10 hours a day before I got there till every single day I left. And this was for years. Like I said, I worked there for at least 3 or 4 years. 3 or 4 years I spent just bringing my energy so low. I was like planting weeds in my garden, just planting them. Not many flowers, not much happiness going on there, just a lot of energy that was really low on the emotional scale. So like I told you, about 4 or 5 years ago, I broke out and started my own business, which in itself had a lot of hard things. So I was going through that, and again, my energy was not where I needed to be. It was still really bad. And I started to notice all these things in my life were not where I wanted it to be. Like my fiance went to prison. My apartment, I lost my apartment that I was in. Like the owner was putting somebody else in. I had a really great apartment, rent controlled. Lost it. My cat at that time was sick. Just like everything was falling apart. And it was because of all those years, because I wouldn't have believed it until now. I've been doing energy work for the last couple years, but really for the last year. But the last couple years, I really started paying attention. And I looked and I said, why is like my life pretty much like shit? And why? Because of all those years, I rose so low on the emotional scale. And all I did was plant weeds because I complained. I just complained about everything. And what did it show me? It didn't happen overnight, of course. It took many years of me planting all these negative weeds for me to have a negative weed garden and turn around and look at, like, you know, the relationship that the guy that I was seeing that I was in, like he was, I mean, not that I was any angel by any means, for sure. I was doing my own stuff, but he was doing his own stuff. The relationship was just like, it was together, but a mess. And then my job situation, I was running my own business, but I was like killing myself. Everything, my living situation, everything was shit. And it never was shit. And I started to think, why is it such shit? And as I do the energy work, I realized because all those years, all I did was plant negative weeds in my energy. I brought it down. I rode so low on the emotional scale. How could I expect anything good to come to me? Because it was all bad energy. Again, I didn't know it then. Until, like I said, the last couple of years, I've been really trying, especially the last year, but I also I work with my clients and help them raise their energy and their vibration, and I see the changes. And now, like, I've been proven. I had this horrible weed garden a couple of years ago. I really took a look at the shit that I was in. I was just in the worst financial spot. I was never ever really had to worry financially. I was in a bad financial spot. I had a lot of making up to do, and I said, you know, I got to pick this up. I did a lot of spiritual work, and I came and I said, this is all energy. I started believing in the energy, and of course I was channeling the council by now, and I was listening to everything they would say to someone if I had a client. I started to realize there's something with this energy, and the more I learn about energy, like us as a human, we're like 80% water. Our heart is like 80-something%. That's like the passion of our life, our lungs. We're all made up of water. And I always go back to that experiment with Dr. Emoto where he froze water, and to some of the water he said a lot of negative things, and that water was like all black looking. And then there was water where he said a lot of beautiful things to it, and that water crystallized. So just think, all those years I was riding so low on myself, my water, and I was just saying, this sucks, I'm miserable, I hate my job, I hate my relationship. What was I attracting? My magnet, which was water, which is energy, all I attracted was more shit in my job, made it that much harder, working that much harder for my money, more paperwork kept being for my job, less payback for all the work I was doing, shit relationships, because I was just water, and that's what I was attracting, because that's what I was emitting, the energy that I emitted. So like I said, a couple years ago, I started coming to this conclusion, like, holy shit, look at what I planted, and this has to change. Like, I have to change, and I started paying attention to the emotional scale. And I realized, like, a couple years ago, this, relationship I was down there in, like, insecurity and jealousy, felt guilt because, different things, and I had doubt and all these fears. And I was like, man, a couple years ago, I'm looking at my relationship. I'm like, of course it sucks. Like, I'm down here riding low on the emotional scale. I'm in fear and insecurity and jealousy and guilt and self-doubt and hatred of myself. So what can I expect? Do I expect to attract a good relationship? How could I attract a good relationship when my inner being, my water, my magnet, myself, my garden was a bunch of weeds, a bunch of negative energy, so low on the emotional scale? So being that magnet, what would I attract? I have to attract the shit that I am because I'm only myself. I create my own reality. So I'm attracting all this shit because I created it. And I remember doing the spiritual journey and hearing this and taking a look and saying, wow. And again, we're now at like 2 years ago. I had to say, this has to change. And I've been slowly working on it. And now it's like actually, it was 2 years in August where I started this spiritual journey and checking in with this stuff and really realizing this. So I just realized now it's actually 2 years. 2 years in August. And especially since last August, so another year. And I started to say, hey, man, there's something to this energy. There's something to where I need to keep my vibration. It's not all this like goofy mumbo jumbo shit. And then I started talking to the council, working with my clients, raising my vibration, mine, but other people's. Before I could even raise my energy vibration, I had to take a look deep at myself and say, like, first of all, like, what am I doing here? Who am I? What brings me high on the emotional scale? What's my joy? What gives me happiness? What gives me freedom? Well, it sure as hell isn't working for somebody, that's for sure. And mind you, at this time I had my own business, but I was still I still had someone to answer to. I worked, took contracts from the state. And I said, you know what? I'm not doing this no more. I'm not. And I kept saying I have to, I'm going to get out of this job. I'm going to get out of this job. And just again, this July, totally out of the job, doing what I love. This is what I love. I love doing my mediumship work. I love working with clients. I actually love ghost hunting now because I've done it once. And I've found like a new whole passion in that with like talking to spirit boxes and seeing like the spirits talk to you and talking back to them. Like, I know what my passion is. I fought being a medium since I was born. I fought it. But I finally embraced it. So when you live what your passion is, what your joy is, what gives you freedom, because now I have so much freedom. I schedule my clients. I schedule my events. I'm in control of whatever I do. So that brings my energy higher on the emotional scale because now I'm happier. But remember, all those years of all that negativity, all those weeds I planted, they don't just go away. Just because one day I'm like, okay, I'm going to change. This requires so mumuch work, and everybody wants it done yesterday. Everybody says, when is my manifestation coming true? When am I going to get this guy? Or, when am I going to get this job, this house? Everybody wants it yesterday. But you got to look at who you are. What are you made up of? You're not made up of what you are today. You're not. You're made up of what you were yesterday and years before that. So you grew yourself. You are now that energy. It doesn't just dissipate. It takes a lot of inner work. Oh, the hardness of this all. And even though I know about this, I talk to spirit, I channel them. Even though I know what to do, I work on this every day. And for me, raising my energy is, first of all, taking a look at yourself. Understanding what your energy is. Who are you, What are you made up of? What is your energy? And I had to take a look at it and say, holy shit, like I am that Dr. Emoto experiment. I am that water that is all black and dirty because what have I been telling myself for so long? Oh, why did I pick occupational therapy? Why did I get my doctorate degree? Why the student loans? I was that water that you talk rotten to. So what could I expect? I was talking so bad to myself and treating myself so bad. That's what I was, and that's what I started to reflect. So, like I said, 2 years ago is when I started, and that first year was kind of just taking a look at my energy, seeing who I was, what I was made up of, why I was this, and what I attracted. And it started with just like eliminating people and situations, anything that made me feel low, anything that gave me, anything that I would feel insecure around. And that would be like friends that would say, judge me or say something, or, oh, I don't believe in this talking to spirit. I don't believe in this. Oh, what is this? Like, are you like a witch? You do voodoo and all this crazy stuff. So they had to go. First thing, they had to pull the weeds from my garden, get them out. They have to go. Pull those weeds. Sorry, you guys, like, you're out of here. You got to go. And it was hard. I took friendships that I had for years that I put up with for so long, but I was weeding my garden. So this is what I did probably for the first year, just getting rid of old situations. And again, it was hard. And even like I said, my ex-fiance at that time who went away to prison, like, I was riding so low. That's the kind of person, believe me, that was a tough relationship. And I had to say, like, listen, he has to be cut off. I can't continue conversation with him because that was just, it wasn't where my energy would be. That had to go. And I even cut off family members who, they didn't have my best interest at heart. And I thought, you know what, it's just not worth it. Right there, then it came to the point where I was spending so much time alone. So much time, and I thought I could never sit in on a Saturday night. Every Saturday night I had to have plan A, B, or C. This was even up until 2 years ago. I needed to know what I'm doing. Then I started sitting in, just all of a sudden becoming friends with myself. Like, wow, what do I do with myself? And of course my cats, So I spent time with myself and my cats. I started reading books. I started really getting into, like, energy and crystals, reading about crystals, things like anything I could do to keep myself busy so that I wouldn't put myself out there. Not that I was a heavy drinker, but I did used to drink. I quit drinking. I went vegan. Like, I was doing everything I can to clear my energy. Of course, I went to the extremes within the first year because I really wanted to take a look at things. But what I'm trying to say is you really got to take a look at yourself first before you even start thinking, like, I'm going to be high on this energy vibration. It's not that easy. It's like taking a look deep at yourself, into yourself, and saying, like, looking at every part of yourself, looking at your life. I threw so many things out. It's another thing. Like, I wasn't a hoarder, but, like, I had clothes from 7th grade. I had, like, this is my grandmom's, aunts, cousins, like, glass, whatever. And I had to take a look at all that stuff. And I just started clearing stuff out. I just say, throw everything out of my house in Jersey, just whatever I don't use. Or if I pick something up and I had like a negative thought or vibration, I would just throw it out. So then I had to clean up, not just my inner self, but I had to clean up my surroundings. And that's your people and your atmosphere. That all had to go. And again, I'm still in the first year, just taking a look at myself. What energy do I need to clear? What do I have to do? What do I have to bring myself up? Then I started saying, let me try this meditation thing. Let me try this yoga thing. And meditation and yoga, when I first started both of them, it was like complete torture hell for me to quiet my mind and do this. But I kept pushing through it because I said, there has to be something to this. There has to be something to it. And now, like, I can't wait to meditate. I can't wait to just clear my mind. Because as soon as I clear my mind, where do I go on my energy, on that emotional scale? I go right up to, even if I don't make it to the top of freedom on that emotional scale, where do I sit? I can sit right in the middle of boredom. At least I'm not low, right? At least I'm in the middle. It takes practice to get high on this energy scale. So be happy if you get to boredom, because guess what? I sat in boredom for about a year, stir-crazy year of boredom, just taking a look at myself, fixing my energy. Again, this is not easy. Then, I guess, it just happened now. This month, August, was my birthday month, is my birthday month. And I said, I knew it was my birthday month, so around June, I was like, you know what? By August, I'm going to leave this job. I'm going to work full-time as a medium. At this point, like, I never thought this would possibly happen, but I said, this is what I'm going to do. So I set my intentions. I knew what I was going to do, and I really wanted to be more public with this. And when you get your energy right and your vibration right, miracles happen. Let me just tell you, things that attract to you, because now your magnet is attracting good things. And mind you, look what I had to do to clear it. I'm still working on it. I still have weeds that pop up. I'm not saying it's perfect. I still work on this every day. But, like I said, it was getting better. And I said, okay, what do I want to do at this point? I said, you know what? I want to be on a television show with some really cool people. I said, this is what I want to do. I didn't know how I was going to do it. I just thought, like, it would be really cool to do, like, this mediumship. I knew there was, like, the Long Island medium. There was this Tyler medium, and there was different shows about psychics and things, and I thought, this is what I want to do. And I put the intention. I worked on my energy, and I actually got to audition for this television show. It was in Gettysburg, and I didn't even think that it would be possible that I would get it. And the way that it came to me and to get this audition was super crazy. But anyway, because I was working on my energy, it came to me, because that's what happens when you get your energy right. You start attracting people that you want to be around, situations, because now your magnets change. You feel happiness. You're in your passion, so you're going to start attracting that. You're that magnet. You're going to attract it. And then I got to go, and I met actually Madam Della, who I actually see here in chat. And hi, Madam Della. I can't type at this time because I'm talking, but I will be. And I met her and JB, who is her husband, and Debbie, who's also one of their friends. And I just knew, like, when I met them, I was like, that was like an absolute energy check for me. It was like, I'm on the right track, because no way would I have attracted this situation and these people in my life if my energy wasn't clearing, because it's just, as soon as you clear that energy, that's when the things that you want and the people, they say your vibe attracts your tribe, for sure, because how was my vibe being the rotten miserable occupational therapist that I was at? I couldn't attract these people that I'm attracting now. There's no possible way. And I just started moving up my energy, and I started meeting these people, and I'm telling you what, I've been putting in my energy, like, I really want to meet someone that does what I do and, has my gifts or my talents, because I want to learn from someone that's been doing this longer than me. And, like, here she is. She's Madam Della. She's she's on here, and she's on my chat. Thank you so much for listening. And JB, and I just, like, it's because of me raising my energy. And again, this month, August, is my birthday month, and I've been talking about this if you guys are following my Instagram. And I was like, August is going to be like the biggest, amazing month ever. It's going to be like the best manifestation month ever. And I think my friend Joanna's probably listening, and she's the one who always send me stuff about, oh, it's a full moon, and I never paid attention. I could tell by my feelings, but I never knew. So all I knew was August was going to be the most powerful month ever. Just knew it. And then I start seeing things, and they're actually saying that August is going to be the most powerful month. It has, this great moon in it, and all these changes, and I just knew it was going to be there. I didn't even have any other thing besides knowing this. And also from Madam Della telling me this when I went to her house a month ago, and she told me how, amazing the moon is, and you have to, listen to it, and so I've been paying attention because I listened to her. So I did start paying attention to the moon, and I started doing some moon rituals, which I've never done before, but this August I did. And I started getting my energy right and putting my intentions out. And I know that by the end of this August into September, because I've been working on my energy, the things that I have been trying to manifest to come to light, I have no doubt they're going to happen, no doubt. If you would have asked me this 2 years ago, where I was low on the energy scale down there, and hate, guilt, and doubt, and insecurity, all those things low, these things would never be happening for me. Never, ever, ever. And mind you, my energy is still not clear yet. It's a work in progress. I have to continuously work on it. But it's guaranteed that if you, first of all, figure out who you are, that's the first thing. Find out who yourself is, who you are, what your passion is, what it is you're supposed to be doing in this world, and what drives you. Once you find that out, and then you pay attention, I call it ping pong. I used to play ping pong, and every time a negative thought comes to me, if it enters my mind, it says, oh, you're not good enough, or oh, you didn't do that good, whatever it is, I don't let that negative thought stay. I take my ping pong racket and I hit it. I hit it in my physical mind. I visualize it. Any negative thought, I hit out, because I am not going to let that negative thought resonate in my subconscious mind. And I don't let it last, and I replace it with a good thought. Oh, you're not good enough. Oh, you're so good at this. Like, whatever it is. Oh, you know, you need to lose weight. Oh, you're in a perfect weight. Whatever insecurity comes to me, I hit it out. It no longer is allowed to stay in my being, in my subconscious mind, because I have a lot of reprogramming to do from years of, you know, doubt and all these years that I didn't even understand energy. So it's still, even though I've been working on this, it's still not where I want it to be. And know what's so cool about this is that I look forward now to seeing what's going to manifest for me, what's next, because I know that my energy is clear and it's right. And it's destined to have things manifest and show up for me. It's inevitable for these things to come because my energy is right. Wish I knew this. I wish I knew this 4 years ago when I woke up every day and people would say to my coworker, James, they say, hey, you think we can come in the office today? Is Gina in a good mood? Because as soon as I was miserable, I was sitting in the office in the school, you know, just miserable as hell, hating most of the people I worked with. You know, they didn't even have a clue. I call them like fillers. They're just like souls that are just unadvanced, and I worked with so many of them, and I just like would see through them, and I would just sit in that office. And I remember going to meetings, and like I was one of the few doctors in the school, so it was kind of like, you know, I didn't fit the doctor personality for sure. Like we went to the meetings, and it was like Dr. Gina, and like I was like usually in my sweatpants, whatever comfortable I was. I worked in the school. I didn't have to look so great from working out. I didn't have that like great like dress up persona. I look back and I think, wow, Gina, you're so miserable. You could have like, I remember my grandma telling me, Gina, can you fix yourself and put some makeup on? And I used to think, no, because I was so miserable. Lucky I can roll out of bed to put these comfy stretch pants on to go to this work around these miserable people. And my energy was so shit. But why was it so shit? Because I was going against what I should have been doing. Like, I've been a medium since I was born. Like, I was always, Grandma would say, what do you want to be? I want to be a witch since I could talk. I would tell her I'm a witch. Like, I couldn't embrace these things. You know, so I went against my whole being, my whole life to go to college to get this doctorate degree. And it was just suppressing me, like holding me down, going through the standards of this is what I have to do, and being around these people I just couldn't stand. And I didn't break out of this negative hell, like I said, until probably really till this July, when I said, you know what, I am never going to work as a job again. There's no possible way. None. I trust in my energy. I trust in the universe. I'm not going to have to, because I'm going to make enough money doing this. I'm never going to have to do it again. And like I said, it's only been a month since I really quit. July, I'm going on 2 months. And I know for a fact now there's no possible way. I just can't wait to see, since I've raised my vibration, my energy, what's next, because this stuff is you know, I don't even, they can't even say it's a science, because there's no science behind it. Just like when I was in grad school and I picked MoHo for my theory to do my graduate project on, and MoHo was model of human occupation. It was one that really wasn't proven. And of course, that's the one I picked, the one that didn't have the research. Or I did sensory integration. That's another one that wasn't proven. Kind of a theory. Just like this is, raising your energy, raising your vibration. It's not scientifically proven. However, the water experiment with Dr. Moto, that is pretty scientific. But nobody can really prove this. A lot of people say, oh, this is bullshit, hocus pocus, jumbo, whatever. Hey, I was probably one of them that said it 4 years ago, as I complained every freaking day, sitting in the damn office complaining. And well, I look back on it and I see, hey, this isn't science, but I can clearly show my example of my life, how things were and how they went and how they changed. Just me alone. Like, forget my clients. My God, like, I'm working on them, and if they work with me, and I have clients that work with me once a week, their lives were changing before mine was. They were doing better than me, because I was still stuck down there in a couple of things that I couldn't clear myself with. A lot of people I was given too many second chances to, and a lot of relationships, ex-boyfriends or whatever, that I still let be in my life for whatever reason. But I was watching my clients do better than me because they were doing everything I was channeling for them to do via the council, but not Dr. Gina. I was still stuck down there. And finally, like I said, I've been very blessed with Girls vs. Ghosts with Charlotte. My producer gave me my first chance on my radio show, and I was just like coming out of the psychic closet, and that was a year ago in October. And that was just the most amazing thing ever. Weird Weekends gave me a chance to do ghost investigations and DPX and just be a medium and do galleries for them, which has been amazing. Shay opened up Shay and Matt, for me to be on this platform, which is just a blessing. And again, meeting Madame Della and JB to give me a chance to be filmed for Wicked Witches, which is like my dream come true. And Debbie just giving me that, and I can't even wait to see what's next. Like, I will totally probably write a book about this because I have so much to do now, but it's on my list of things to do with my energy, just to say my whole life example of where I came from and watching how energy changes. And I'm so conscious of it now, even before I did my show. And everyone knows I used to hate yoga, hate it. But I went and I did my yoga class before I did the show because it's going to clear my mind. Anything that I might have went through and any thoughts I might have had, I clear. I become neutral on the emotional scale. And I'm able to clearly do the show. So as you know, everyone that listens to me, sometimes I'm channeling, sometimes I'm not. It's hard to really tell, but I'm like in and out when I'm talking on the show or even when I'm with a client. It's just sometimes it's regular Gina, sometimes I'm channeling the council. So I need to have clear energy to do this. And that's really why I needed to start taking a look at this, because you got to lead by example. So if I'm going to help clients, if I'm going to help people, I sure as hell better be doing this because, practice what you preach for sure. It's just kind of like when you go to the gym and you hire like that fat trainer with the beer belly, like, cool, dude, you might have went to college and stuff, but can you show me what you do? It's like you really want to be who you are, and so you can be true not only to yourself, but to the people you're dealing with. So I am, what we always do on the show, and you guys know this, I am not a tarot card reader, as you guys know. But when I do a universal message, I do always talk to spirit for sure, as everyone knows, but sometimes I get messages. So because we're not doing call-ins like I used to do on my other show, what I'm going to do is just give a universal message. And this universal message is going to go out to anybody that this might resonate with, and the message is coming through because you're listening, and whoever this message is for, maybe one or two people, maybe parts of it, it's for you. So just pay attention to this message, okay? Give me a second. Okay, so this message is for someone out there. Someone have a lot on their mind, waking up in the middle of the night, thinking about life, thinking about things that hurt them, thinking about their past. It's been kind of a struggle for them lately. Just know that this is going to be something from the past. You're going to come out of this, and pretty soon you'll be sleeping through the night. There won't be anything that's keeping you up. No more nightmares, no more things. Your dreams will be turned into pleasant things. Someone out there also, just know, someone's been wanting to be a mother for a long time. It's been something that they were trying to do. They're trying to conceive. They're trying really hard. They're trying all different ways. And just know that you will be a mother. So whoever's listening that's having a hard time, this message is for you. You definitely will be a mother. Just have faith. That's coming to you. Also, someone out there has been trying and hoping to get married. They're hoping to get married to someone that already has 2 kids. So somebody out there that is hoping to get married, they're waiting for this proposal, and the person that they're going to marry has 2 kids. Well, your dream's coming true. You will get married. And also, this one's for a man. This man has been trying to go towards his dreams. He's pursuing his dreams. He's looking at the dreams. He knows what he wants. He's going towards it, and he's going to get a big contract, or something is going to be given to him, something that he's had his eye on and pursuing, and that dream is coming true for you. This next message here is also, this one is also for a man. He's going to be triumphant. He's going to get money or backing for a project. He's moving ahead. He's many projects going on, but there's one project that's really going to stand out for him, and it's really going to make him known. So if any of those messages resonate for you, they were for you, so I hope you like them. So at this point in the show is when I bring Shay on, and we both interact within the chat, so I can look at some of these chat messages, answer somebody, and answer some questions. So come on, Shay.
Hey, how you doing?
Hi, Shay. Thank you so much. I love this part of my show, so I can we can look at chat, because any of you guys that's been following me know that I'm not so techie, but between Charlotte and Shay, I am learning, and what's so cool about this is I'm actually in chat now, and I can see messages that's coming in. So
hey, you've come
so
a long
cool.
way. You're getting there.
I am getting there. Well, I know you do, because like you said that I'm going to get this, and Charlotte said it, and I got plans, so I got to get this technology thing. So let's go in here. So I want to shout out to Madam Della, who is on here, and I'm pretty sure JB is probably listening, and I just want to shout out to them, because as you guys know, they're a big part of change in my life, just like Shay is, who's on here, and Joanna McCool, who's my BFF, she's on here too, and I just like, it's so amazing when I look at just these names here, Madam Della, Shay, Joanna, I'm just like, these three people like changed my life so much. Like, and Wolf Hawk Eye, man, super cool. He's always helping us, and I want to shout out to him. Like, it's just, this really makes me happy when I'm on here and I see people that are so important to me. And hi Jennifer, hi Michelle. People are here that like listen to me, and I thank God, that I have these gifts and that I can talk to people, because not only am I helping them, but they're helping me. We're going together, and I learned by helping others, and I'm just blessed. And I see Madam Della saying JB's listening, and that's really cool. Anyone that's listening, I want to shout out to Madam Della. You can find her, Madam Della or JB, on Facebook. And Madam Della is one powerful woman. I mean, I was always looking for somebody who could. I used to say to my clients and my friends, I'm like, if I could only have someone read me, like, I can tap into the council here, and can I just have somebody that I can meet that can do, what I do? And when I met her, it was like the heavens opened up, and I was like, oh my God, like, this is like somebody who is on another level, and she's just super amazing. Her and JB does lots of productions. He did many television shows. They're both on Travel Channel. They're just both amazing. Try to find these guys on Facebook and follow their pages. And JB also has JB Travels. I think it's JB Travels. It's on YouTube. I just signed up for it, and they're super cool. They go to really cool locations. My friend Joanna, who's on here, she does like yoga, and she's the one who really got me into yoga. And like I said, yoga has been changing my vibration. Like, I can't even tell you. I used to hate yoga, and she's just like, oh, please, Gina, do some yoga, da-da-da. She has a yoga YouTube station. You can find her, and yoga really has opened me up and everything. I also see Joy on here. Now, Joy is one of my BFFs in life, and she started me with technology, and it's just to see how your energy changes, your vibe attracts your tribe. Now, Joy and me, we're jiu-jitsu girls. We train jiu-jitsu together, and me and Joy train with each other, and she's teaching me how to cook. She's teaching me how to do technology. My nickname is Avocado Ninja, because I didn't know how to cut an avocado, and Joy is teaching me how to cut avocado, and I was really messing this avocado up big time. So Joy has now nicknamed me the Avocado Ninja, but now I know how to cut an avocado. So, Joy is helping me in life so much. She's teaching me how to do my YouTube station with the camera. She taught me how to download stuff to YouTube. It's just like when your energy raises, these are the kind of people you attract, like Joy, Joanna, Madam Della, JB, Shay. These are people you attract, because I didn't have these people. I mean, I had Joanna in my life, but probably not 5 years ago I didn't have Joanna in my life, but especially these last couple years, look at the people. When your energy changes, these are the people that I've attracted. even though, like, I'm blessed to have the friends I've had in my past, when I look at my friends 3 years ago, like, they were just like me. They sat there and we complained and we talked shit and stuff. Not Shay, not Joy, not Joanna, not Madam Dallas. These people don't talk shit. These people have high vibrations, and all these people have been through stuff in life, for sure. So, and right now I just want to talk about the Devil Dog film and movie productions. It's on Travel Channel, Paranormal 911. This is like, that's what JB does. He's also been in haunted hospitals. And again, you can find them on the Facebook page. These are the people that I've attracted in my life because of my energy. Like, everyone knew more than anything I wanted to meet someone who was like me, and I did. I wanted to be a part of a television show, like Wicked Witches, like with Devil Dog film and movie productions, and I am. Why? Because these are the people I attracted. I wanted to do a radio show. Here's Shay. I wanted to learn how to do this. Here's Shay and Charlotte. Like, these are raising my vibrations. I wanted to do yoga. Here comes Joanna. I wanted to have my best jiu-jitsu girl, best buddy. I got Joy. Like, and me and Joy are doing like a bunch of other stuff now. I'm like together. We're coordinating a whole bunch of stuff. And this is all because of the energy. Like, again, 2 years ago, even 2 years ago, I was sitting there miserable still, even 2 years ago, working every day. I didn't have these people in my life, you know? And I'm blessed to have them. It's all because of the energy. So
is it
that's
because
my take.
Is it because of like the energy you put out is what you attract? Is that putting it pretty simple? That's what you attract back to yourself?
Yeah, and Shayla, I'm going to tell you what. I just started really getting this. I did. But as I work with the clients and I work with myself, I see, like, I want anyone that's listening out here, if you can do one thing, take from the show tonight, one thing. I want you to look up the emotional scale. Like, print that out. Print it out, because that is your magnet. That's like your inner thermometer. That emotional scale is your inner thermometer. It's a good way to look at it. And you want to, and that's what really got me, because I was looking at my relationship I was in, the place I was living, some of my friends, some of my associates, and I realized that, wow, like, I'm down there in insecurity, guilt, hatred, and doubt. Like, how about that? And I raised myself to boredom. For a whole year, I sat on that emotional scale. Boredom is neutral. I sat there in boredom just thinking, I'm about to go crazy. I'm bored out of my head. And then I started to realize, this is before I even knew boredom was in the middle. I started to realize, wow, I'm in the middle. I just got to make it to the top. I got to make it to the top. And then I started living my passion, which, again, was only in July when I decided I'm just going to be full-time. This is what I'm going to do. I finally got past boredom after a year of being on that emotional scale. And guess what? You're a magnet. You're 80% water, right? And we're only energy. We're only going to attract like attracts like. So how the hell, when I'm down there, could I possibly attract like these people that have entered my life? No way, because they're not miserable. These people aren't miserable. You know, you're not miserable. Like, you've been through stuff and you're still amazingly happy. Like, Madam Dell and JB, they're not miserable. Joanna, she's not miserable. These people I attracted within the last couple years are higher on the emotional scale. I wasn't attracting them when I was low. I had friends that were telling me, oh, you got to just get a full-time job and get benefits. You're not going to be able to do this. Or, you know, I had relationships with guys that were pretty much telling me, like, oh, you have to take down this or take down that, or don't wear this, or making me feel insecure about things or doubting myself. And, you know, and that's what I kept attracting, because I was insecure. I was jealous. So what was I going to attract? Guys that were insecure, guys that were jealous, for sure. Can't wait to see, like, as I keep getting higher on the emotional scale, because although I'm above boredom, I don't stay on the top of that emotional scale. You know, I haven't slipped down past boredom yet, thank God. But, you know, riding high on that energy is something you got to work on every day.
I was going to say, it's not a destination. It's a journey. It's an everyday thing that you have to work on. You're not just going to get there and be like, okay, I'm here. I don't have to do any more work. It's a everyday work type thing, you know?
Yes, so true. It's just like you said, you don't get there and say, I'm laughing so hard because that's so true. Because you don't just finally get there and think, I'm here, I never have to do it again. Because it's like a garden. I call it the weed garden. You got to be careful because those weeds keep popping up. You got to keep weeding them. And you keep fertilizing your ground. Yeah, and I show my clients this. I'll draw it. I'll draw a square garden. And I'll say, like, listen, all these weeds, they're going to keep popping up. You know, you got to keep weeding them because they're going to keep growing. Those dandelions, they keep coming up.
Exactly.
And you got to keep, and the soil, that doesn't just, those plants don't just grow. The flowers don't grow. You got to take care of them.
Exactly.
You got to water them. You got to fertilize them. So, yeah, it's totally not a destination here. It's this is work. It's a journey, and it never ends. Every time, like I think, like when I went vegan, and I thought, okay, I have to stop eating these animals that are tortured, and this and that. And then I was like, I have to go non-dairy because now these animals, and I'm a big animal lover. Everyone knows it. And then I had to say, okay, there was a point where I went back to eating chicken, organic chicken or organic steak because I always loved meat for sure. But it's something you got to play with. Like I now back to eating meat, and I want to not eat it sometimes, but I do. So it's kind of just like you've got to just balance yourself. Sometimes I went to extremes, and sometimes I said I'm far over to the extreme. I have to keep checking myself, something like that.
Yeah, I get it.
So,
I really get this subject. This is so. Anybody listening, that is my dog who is jealous that I'm doing a show without her. So I apologize. My daughter is coming to get her.
Aw, and I got, right before I do my show, everyone knows this, I pass my cats out. So I give them, a lot of food. And when I first started doing my show, I had my 4 cats. And now Clyde is no longer with me. But people who follow my Instagram see that one of my clients, she's an artist, she made me this candle. And she called it St. Clyde. And, man, it looks painting. It's just like my boy. So now when I do the show, I just lit St. Clyde. And I got Monk in Germany and Hudson, and they all do the show with me. It's part of, it's so cool because they all sit here with me, and they always come into the living room when I'm doing the show, no fail. And if Clyde was here, he'd be on my lap. But, now he's in the candle because, they never die. They're part of spirit. And the St. Clyde candle, it's like life. And I'm pretty sure Chris is listening, so she's one of my clients that made this. It's one of the best gifts I ever got because it just shows you help people, you help your clients, and this my birthday this year was so unbelievable touching. It's probably one of the best birthdays I had. My jiu-jitsu coach even though he was hungover probably in the morning, he went out and got me this cake, and my whole team in jiu-jitsu sang happy birthday to me, and it was just so amazing and just so. I mean, I can't even tell you it was just mind-blowing. It just made me feel so good. And some of the birthday cards I got and things that I got and just the messages that I got about, thank you so much for helping me. I just probably sat and cried and read Facebook messages for a while. And everyone that knows me knows I never check Facebook messages, ever answer them But I went through them, and they're so nice. I know, I'm the worst, right? But I went through all of them, and I just have to say, no one even knew when it was my birthday before, but now that I am working with people and working with clients, it was just to hear these words was, thank you so much, you changed my life. Oh, thank you so much for your gifts. I just was amazed. It was just beyond belief. I had the best birthday I probably had in my life. No lie. It was this birthday just because of just words that people had said to me. And forget the gestures, just words and seeing where my energy is so different now, and it attracts so much different rather than, hey, it's your birthday, let's go get fucked up, no, it's your birthday, you're doing jiu-jitsu, let's do this and let's train, and then afterwards let's go and get some food, and do some yoga or something. Like, it's just a different energy, like different, just hard to explain when you change your energy. And I know that people are asking about this candle. Can we custom order this? And so Madame Dell is asking, and let me tell you about my client who made this. She's an amazing artist, and I told her she should start making these candles and making this, and I'm going to put that out there to her, and I will put it on my Instagram and Facebook and see. I'm trying to work on her, and we're working on things, and it's funny because she wants to get away from actually being this artist, and I keep telling her, you're such a good artist, but she has comedy in mind. She wants to be a comedian, and it's funny that people are asking now about this candle because it's something she's been trying to push away from, but she's a really talented artist. So this candle that people seem to like, I will try to find out and put some information up for it.
Yeah, when you get it, let me know. I can help share it if it's something she
like
wants to do. Yeah.
Yeah, like people really like this. I've been getting a lot of stuff about this, for sure. And that's like some of my clients. They're like, some of my clients have become like my super, super good friends, which makes it kind of crazy because like, I'm like saying when I channel and stuff, the counsel's not nice. And you guys all know that from when I used to do my talk show, my radio show, where people will call in like, they're mean. So my friends and my clients will know that if I'm channeling, like, you might get some life lessons that aren't so nice from the counsel, but my clients still have managed to remain my good friends. And I love all my clients, and especially like my regular clients that I have like once a week, maybe 2-3 times a month. Like, these people have become like family, like best friends. Like, I'm invested in their lives. Like, I really think about it. I give them a lot of energy, and I truly, truly, truly want them to do so well and bring their vibration up, and it makes me so happy and brings mine up when I hear it and see it. And I never would have had that choice if I didn't bring my energy up so that I could be doing this work. And now that I am, it's just, I give, but it gives back so much more. And it's just about bringing your energy up.
Yep, I agree.
For sure.
I
see someone, I see someone saying, my friend Joy's like, rest in peace, Clyde. If anyone who met Clyde or seen Clyde, like, he was my cuddle cat, like, he was my baby, and he was 15, and his brother Hudson is now 15. He's still alive, and man, it's hard when they get old because they're our family, and they bring my energy up. That's for sure. Like, I really look forward to sometimes Saturday night, like, just coming home and being like, you know what I'm going to do tonight is going to hang out with the cats. I'm going to buy them some like treats or something, and we're all going to like watch a funny movie together. And it's like what I want to do, and they just bring my energy up and my vibration. And I make sure that if I'm sleeping, I need to sleep in the same room as them, because subliminally while I'm sleeping, these guys are bringing up my energy. And anyone that doesn't have a cat is missing out, because I know Shay's a cat person. You're a cat lover. Like, cats are just like, they're the best energy. I love dogs too. I love every animal. I really do. But I've had every animal. Something about the cat, man. Just something about the cat.
My last cat is now 16. He's getting up there in age, man.
Oh, he's 16 yet. Hudson and Clyde are 15. It's just, they're seniors, you know, and they're just like, they are something else. Love my cats. I love every cat, all the stray cats. I wish when, someday, like, I don't know, I try to help every cat I can that crosses my path.
You do a lot. Sure. You do a lot for stray cats. You really do.
I have done a lot. My God, yeah. I have. I try, but you can only do so much. Here, yeah. I see Carol Ann is in the chat, and Carol Ann is also another one. She is actually Joanna's neighbor, and I met her at like a gallery reading I did for Joanna, and she too has become so special. My mother, who passed away when I was 2 months old, she was killed by a car. Like, her name was Carol Ann, and I remember this woman messaging me, and I didn't know who she was, and it was on my mom's birthday, and she said something about something really sweet. I even forget what it was. I just know it stood out, and I saw the name Carol Ann. And I was like, that is my mom. My mom's name was completely like a message through her. for me, because that is my mom's name, Carol Ann. And I was like, I looked to see who it was, and it was my friend Joanna, was a friend of hers. And then I found out she was Joanna's neighbor, and I was just like, oh my God. And since then, she's been like a major supporter of my show. She used to call in all the time. I see her in chat, and I want to thank her for her comment. But people like that just bring my energy up. Like, just being surrounded by people doing what you love, doing this. Like, every time my show is done, my energy is high, because I'm just like, I just talk to a bunch of people who, like, I friggin' hope I helped and I love. And this is one way I bring my energy up. It's always like, find your passion, do what you love. Your vibe attracts your tribe, and bring your energy up. You see. And Shay, you're blessed too, because I know that you get to do what you love a lot.
I do.
You get to do ghost hunting.
I'm very. See, I prefer the term paranormal investigating.
Okay. All right.
I will. I am getting used to. In the past year, I'm getting much better with the ghost hunting term. I know it's just a term, and I need to suck it up and let people say what they want to say. But. But yeah, I'm very blessed. I get to do a lot. I get to meet a lot of great people. I get to work with a lot of great people. So.
And Nick, you bring my energy up, because you do this technology end of the show that like I couldn't do, and this is just like, you help me, and then by helping me, you're helping all these listeners, and like, it's just like, you give back, and it brings your energy up. Yeah. Not many selfish people have a high vibe. I have to tell you that. That's for sure.
The trick is when you do get selfish moments and get upset, you need to let it go. You don't dwell on it. You need to feel it, get over it, get it out of your system and move on. That's the problem most people have. They get mad at somebody and they hold on to it, or get mad at a situation and they dwell and it eats them up. Just feel it and let it go.
You're right, and that's what I did for sure. Yeah. When I was in those years of my life, I was mad at my family for this or that, and because of this, that, and I was holding on to it, and
it does nothing but bring you down. You being mad at somebody or you being mad at a situation does nothing to affect that side of it. All it does is hurt yourself.
You're right. Yep. So I want to thank everyone who was a part of the chat tonight and tuned in. I am, again, super grateful for Shay and Matt, who puts this together. And without you guys, obviously, this wouldn't happen, because they do this whole platform, which is amazing. And I want to please give a couple shout-outs to Madame Della Witch and Spooky Spirits Paranormal, who you can find her Facebook page on here. And I also want to shout out to Joanna McCool, who you can find on Facebook, and her yoga page, and Joy, who's my BFF, and she has Fight Fuel, and that is also like on YouTube. JB has his, who is the producer of that show I was telling you that I was lucky enough to tape for, Wicked Witches. JB is also on Facebook, and he is also on YouTube. You can find him on YouTube, and I am not 100% sure, but I just signed up for his channel, and I think it is called Adventures with JB. JB Adventures. Let's see if someone will chime in here. But anyway, so I want to thank everybody and appreciate everyone that has listened, and especially you, Shay and Matt, to make this possible for me. And I'm on every other week, and I will be back next week. And if anyone has any suggestions, it's Paranormal Travels with JB, and this is super cool on YouTube. Paranormal Travels with JB. They just did some investigation with like the Blair Witch Project, and just super, super cool. And Joanna Grace Yoga on YouTube, who helps you if you're a beginner yoga, you can do that. So shout out to all these people who I love. And if you follow me on Instagram, you have any show ideas or topics, I'm very open to that. And let me know what you want me to talk about coming up in the future. Okay. All right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Is that it?
Good night, guys.
Celebrate the big 2020 with T-Mobile, Switch now and get 2 lines for just $90 and 2 new iPhone 11s on us. So you can take a portrait built for 2 with the ultra-wide camera.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, cute.
Hurry in to T-Mobile and get 2 lines for $90 and 2 iPhone 11s on us with qualifying trade-ins.
Via 24 credits for well-qualified buyers with autopay, plus taxes and fees. If you cancel before receiving 24 credits, you may owe up to the full value of your device of $699.99. Contact us. Qualifying port-ins and finance agreements required.
Hey, I'm Andy. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, overdesigned, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's, so thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer. Get a Harry starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover, all for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter 5000 at checkout. That's harrys.com, code 5000. Enjoy!